feeling motivated to spend $20 and 2 hours of your time to see a movie with mediocre trailers in a franchise about to be rebooted by James Gunn? Well, feel free to use this video to make a more informed decision on whether or not to watch Blue Beetle. Hey everyone, I'm the guy with no name. Thanks for stopping by. And without further ado, let's get into it. So Blue Beetle is the next flop. I mean the next installment of the DCEU. And if you're a fan of the DCEU, I am too. It's just, you gotta admit, they have not done well at the box office lately. Anyways, this movie serves as an origin story to a more obscure DC superhero. I know me personally, I'd heard of Blue Beetle and knew vaguely of kind of what he was about through different cartoons or through the video game Injustice 2, but I had no idea that the character was actually first introduced in comics in August of 1939. Which actually was only a year after Superman's debut and a month after Batman's. He even predates Wonder Woman. However, Blue Beetle's comic history is a little more complicated since he originally wasn't part of DC and his rights were only purchased by them at a later date. So the story revolves around Jaime Reyes, a college graduate who comes home to his family only to find out that they have serious financial issues. In order to help out, he and his sister get jobs at the mansion of the CEO of Cord Industries, Victoria Cord. Through a series of events, he finds out that Cord actually plans to create massive weapons of war by means of a piece of alien technology called a scarab, and he teams up with her disapproving niece Jenny to try to stop this. Accidentally, he gets chosen by the scarab as its host, getting lots of different powers and becoming the Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is directed by Angel Manuel Soto and stars Zolo Merduna as Jaime Reyes, Bruna Marquezine as Jenny Cord, Susan Sarandon as Victoria Cord, and George Lopez as Rudy Reyes, Jaime's uncle. I'll start off by saying this. If you're like me and none of the trailers really wowed you, I think you might actually find this to be better than you expected. The acting is good. Merduna is definitely a strong lead in my opinion, and I think everyone in the movie does the job that they're supposed to. It's definitely got its moments of cheesiness and campiness. For instance, the villain in the film is your stereotypical power-hungry CEO. A lot of the humor I would categorize as more Marvel-like, which is either a good thing or bad thing for you. It also has a decent amount of political jokes as well, which I normally wouldn't care about, but I did notice they all leaned a certain way, and for my taste, if you're gonna do jokes like that, make them more well-rounded. That being said, there was some humor that hit for me, and when it did, I laughed pretty hard at it. Finally, this channel is not meant to be political or anything like that, but I do have to comment on something else I noticed, and that was that all the white people in the film were the jerks, basically, and were, at best, slightly racist. So I found it to be just a little off-putting, you know, I mean, oh well. One last negative of the film has got to be that the Reyes family picks up all different kinds of alien technology, whether that's, you know, computers or spaceships or weapons, and they literally know how to use them like that. Like, it's not a learning curve in any way whatsoever, so the film asks you to suspend your disbelief on that, but I had a hard time doing that. The best part of the film for me has got to be the family dynamic. I found it to be really entertaining and heartwarming. Also, and this isn't giving anything away, it was in all the trailers that came out, but I really enjoyed how the family was in on Jaime's superhero origin story at the very beginning. Also, the action was very good. I thought it was exciting and well choreographed, though there is an overabundance of CGI. And finally, the score was really good. It was by Bobby Kurlick, and it was really kind of cool and futuristic sounding, almost reminiscent of Into the Spider-Verse. Overall, I found Blue Beetle to be fine. It's fairly enjoyable. I don't really care to see it again. There's lots of positives and negatives for me. But, you know, if you're gonna see it with friends or a spouse or a significant other, I would definitely say only see it if they're big superhero or DC fans. Otherwise, there's a pretty high chance that they're not gonna enjoy it very much. As far as kids go, I think kids are gonna actually love this. There's a lot of bright colors, there's a lot of jokes. Like I said, there's a lot of jokes that didn't land for me, but there were kids in the audience that were laughing. So I think it's a good time for them. Let me know in the comments if you have or have not seen Blue Beetle. If you have, was I too harsh on it or not harsh enough? If you haven't, let me know if you do plan on seeing it and if this video helped sway you one way or the other. Regardless, thank you for being here. I'm still pretty new at this, so I really appreciate each and every view that I get. If you enjoyed it, please let me know by liking and subscribing. Also, feel free to check out my other content. I got a review of Oppenheimer and a review of Sound of Freedom, both of which I'm super proud of. And then if you're more into the superhero genre, I have 2 videos on the Marvel Disney Plus series Secret Invasion. In addition to that, be on the lookout for a future video I'm going to be making where I rank all the DCEU movies coming up and, you know, kind of figure out where Blue Beetle lands in all of them. It's pretty crazy that the DCEU is just about done, so I thought it'd be fun to rank them and talk about our thoughts on each of those movies. Anyways, once again, I appreciate each and every one of you. This is Guy with No Name signing off.